perspective of persons. I want to help the person that was victimized and the person that caused the problem. That's the type of man I am. And a lot of times when we come at an emotional side of the situation, we automatically want to comfort the victim without understanding that the person that did that he's a victim too. What caused him to be like that?
Yo, this grown ass man hip tossing this woman across the room with his child sitting in the walker in the same room.
Yo, that was the baby right there?
Yeah, hold on. Before we get into
Ragdolling.
the emotional part of it, I need some type of information of what's going on.
What information do you need?
I want to know what in the world could she possibly have done.
It don't matter.
Fuck. So yeah,
unless she just finished smacking the kid like he was smacking her, that's the only thing I can see.
Yeah,
now, if you threw my baby and I walked in and you throwing my baby, I'm probably gonna throw you like that. But that's about it.
I'm saying, so nobody knows what happened that could have possibly caused this.
Okay, so based on what he said to her, there is no reason for us to believe that he did anything to that child. He said, "Are you gonna do this and ruin a relationship?" And you think I'm the destructive one? He talking about some personal shit between them as adults.
Let me do this so that we understand the emotional and unemotional aspect of it. So I gotta ask you, Truth. Do you feel that there's any type of behavior that would have been able to justify that response? And if so, like what?
Justification? No.
Okay.
I don't believe there's no justification for putting your hands on anyone. That's me. Now, but we all know that it's a difference between reason and justification. I want to know what was the reason given for him to think that this was like I'm trying to figure out like.
Oh yeah. So just to give you and I understand where you're coming from because you want to hear his side. Well, as it stands right now, he's currently has absconded and he's on the run. They didn't get him yet, but when we talk about reason versus justification, to me that's the same dynamic of reason versus excuse. And what makes it one versus the other is if somebody asked you or not. If I do something to somebody and I get arrested and I go and say this is why I did it, the world is going to look at it as an excuse. If the people ask me, why did you do it? Then it would be looked at as a reason. So I believe that like excuses and justifications, those are unsolicited reasons that people give. The thing is, he can give a reason, right? But then now, when you run that reason through your filter, especially just with what we saw, I'm trying to figure out, because I do it to myself, like, okay, well, maybe I'm not looking at the right angle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, that's what I'm saying, Chef. Like, I just don't.
But what angle? But that's what I'm trying to say. What angle could there have been that exists for me to be ragdolling this lady?
As it stands now, nothing. But like I said, I've been on this earth for 37 years, and I've seen some of the most perverse, horrific, malice-intended things done. But until I got all the evidence of, like, that's why I'm an observationist. So I don't make an assumption. I want to know exactly what happened and then why. I got to know why. We already know black and white, right and wrong. He's wrong. And see, that's just from me as a man. And you are.
So has the young lady made any statements about why she said it happened?
So for me, he's wrong. There's no way he can be right in this scenario. But in order for him, I need to know what was he thinking, because then these are the type of things that we bring into other situations to address people's mind frame and how to prevent things from happening from the beginning. I got to know what in the world triggered this. I got to know.
That's gotta be CTE.
CTE. That's exactly what I was thinking.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's assuming. I want to know what is the actual thing that caused it.
No. So at this point, no one's assuming. What I'm doing is I'm poking the bear, because you say you want to know, and I'm poking the bear to see, like, yo, but so how can any of it be excused? I got some facts, I got some figures, I got some stuff. So there's a reason I'm asking. There's a reason I'm asking you the questions, and you went straight to the CTE.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no, I didn't go to CTE. They went to CTE.
No, somebody went to CTE, right?
Vic and Watts said CTE.
That's definitely, the thing is, that's definitely consideration. You know, when you look at the players that get the most damage, head trauma, normally linemen, running back, you know, especially fullbacks, right? Just driving in, they take a lot of head contact. So, you know, that's definitely a consideration. So what I want to talk about before we even venture into the other part.
Oh, before you go on that, I want to say I'm loving the comments by the ladies in this group. And you know why I'm loving it? Because it's all seek for understanding. I don't see anything unreasonable or emotional bias. I'm loving this.
Okay. All right.
This was intelligence right here.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. So this is because I know I'm a very emotional being. I know that I am. I don't feel like that takes away from my thought process, though, right? Because I have a certain understanding with my emotions and everything like that, right? Now, the context to that, the baby wasn't in the walker. Now, look, the walker that
Hold on, before we go to that, because you just said something that's very important now that needs to be unpacked. Now, go back to that part right there, because that can't be glossed over. About the fact, you saying the
fact that I'm emotional. The fact that I'm emotional.
Yes.
Okay.
So now, how does now we're going to look at this from like let's say you're an inspector or lawyer or something to that nature, where you have to actually provide, you know, preponderance of evidence to actually basically solidify the fact that he is wrong, because we got to go into the court. And then also, we talking about what's the right word? Not recuperation, but what's the word I'm looking for, Chef?
Explain it.
When you're trying to get the guy to come back to become better. What's it? It's called
reintegration.
What?
Like for people that's felons in prison, it's reintegration into society. Or you talking about
rehabilitation?
Rehabilitation. Okay.
There you go. So you need to provide all that for not just for the victim, but also for the defendant, the person at fault.
We should, right?
Yes, and see, I'm a person that's not a respecter of persons. I want to help the person that was victimized and the person that caused the problem. That's the type of man I am. And a lot of times when we come at an emotional side of the situation, we automatically want to comfort the victim without understanding that the person that did that he's a victim too. What caused him to be like that? What caused that?
Why is that your first concern, man?
I have to hold on. I have to respond. I have to say something here, because I got to say that I was emotional and didn't apply context. Here's why I say that. Mm-hmm. I say that I'm emotional because I have done work for myself to be able to understand that I have more emotions than happiness and anger. I understand that I have a long, wide range of emotions, and I have the ability to detect and understand what those emotions are, so I can maneuver the right way that way. That's why I embrace the fact that I'm emotional. Okay, that's why I say that, because no matter how you want to spin it, at some point, an emotion is involved in making a decision, even a logical decision. It's some emotion involved, whether it's considering yourself or a family member, whatever. It's some kind of emotion involved. We're emotional beings. So because of that, where wrong decisions can get made, you can create a narrative in your mind. However, like you said, because of emotions, you can understand that there is a place that he's at. Like, there probably is something going on in his life. But bro, honestly, there are certain things that people do. I don't care what you got going on in your life. You're just not allowed to do. You're not allowed to be out here just catching bodies because you're dealing with depression. You're not allowed to be hit tossing women because you're dealing with mental health issues.
And you know why you speak like that? Because you're coming from a place of ignorance. You don't understand what mental health is or mental illness. You
A
probably
place
don't know.
of privilege.
No, a place of ignorance. You don't
A place
probably
of
don't
ignorance.
Yeah, you don't understand people suffering from bipolar. Some people suffer from psychosis. I have people in my family that has mental illnesses that
And
they
sir,
have
I have
battled
been clinically diagnosed with and dealt with PTSD. There are
with.
experiences that I
I was
have that
about
I
to
can
go.
assure you.
Listen, but see, that's what I'm saying. You're going from your